This is the New Zealand yen on the 15, and this is a triangle I've got in using a double bottom and a 26.18 entry. I'm just going to delete everything off and talk through this actual trade. So here on the dailies, I'll put a structure level on at the lows just here, and what we did was we had a break below, close below only just, and we had a big wick to the downside, indicating that we're going to see some bullish momentum or some bullish movements, certainly up to maybe this area here before we can look for any shorting opportunities. And if we just look, we're actually moving quite nicely, expecting a move up to retest at least this level up here. So let's go and take a look at the 240. Not a great deal here, other than the fact that we are certainly moving in an upward direction. Let's go to the 60. Here on the 60, this is what I'm looking at now. This isn't the best pole for me. However, what we've done is we have adhered to this top. We've tested, and along the bottom we've tested, and we've tested now. If we drop down to the 15, this is where it really comes valid for me. So right here we have one test, two tests, giving us a double bottom, and you see this quite a lot whenever we have triangles, wedges, flags, anything really that's adhering to some form of trend line. We do tend to see these double bottoms, and I actually had the chance to get involved right here at this pin bar, this indecision candle, but I needed a higher high, higher close as more confirmation, and we got it and more. We actually got a break above, close above. You see this candle here breaks above and closes above the top of the double bottom. So what that means is that I can then look for a 26.18 as an entry. So that's what I've done. So I've not got as good a price as I could have got, but at the end of the day I waited for confirmation, and that's very important, because if we don't wait for confirmation, we can start taking shots at trades and we can miss an awful lot of the times. So I believe that this is the start of the pole, and I draw my fib from where I believe the pole starts, since pretty much every time frame is showing me, at least indicating, that we could go higher. Then the 127 projection I do believe is quite obtainable, but these patterns for me have a high probability of hitting the 127 fib, and it is very rare that I use them to play for extended targets. So this is the risk, and what I've done is I've gone a full ATR below the lows. In fact, I'm just going to check that because I think I went a bit further. Okay, 6, 7. Yeah, I can reduce that by 1 pip. Okay, and the reward. Okay, playing for 2 pips before the 127 fib. I'm going to make this green. So quite a small trade, but 16 pips of risk for 20 of reward. And we're back for the final update on this trade. It is 7:35 in the morning. Let me just move that out of the way, and you can see that the trade went on to win, so I'm very pleased about that. One thing I just do want to talk through is this. So I said stop goes an ATR below the low, and that's exactly what I did. So my stop was here. We actually came within 2 pips of it, reversed, and in the night we actually came back down to the same level again, came 2 pips away, and then went and rallied up. So what that actually means is this double bottom, the 26.18 was valid, but we know that structure isn't always adhered to, structure is not always definitive, and that's why we use an ATR stop. That's at least why I use an ATR stop, and in this instance it worked out beautifully, and it did mean that I, with proper stop placement, saved it being a loss for 16, and instead I made 20 pips. What a lovely trade. There we go, New Zealand yen plus 20.